Signal phrases are used in academic writing in order to help us cleanly and smoothly integrate source material into our writing. Why do we integrate source material into our writing? The answer is because it gives evidence for what we are saying, because in academic writing, it's typically our own ideas backed up by our research. Here's an example of a typical academic paragraph, and you'll see the orange at the top and the bottom. If you think of this as a sandwich, the orange might be the bread, and those are the writer's own ideas. So that's whoever wrote the paper, that is their ideas, and then the brown in the middle, that's the inside of the sandwich in between the bread, and that's where the evidence goes. And we use signal phrases with that evidence, with those quotes and paraphrases, in order to avoid writing like this. Here you'll see a paragraph about space, and it looks pretty good, but it's actually incorrect because that quote in the middle is what's called a dropped quote. It doesn't have any language from the writer of the paper to introduce the quote or contextualize it or help the reader of the paper understand how to read that quote. So here's an example of that. Same paragraph, now it's corrected. Now at the end of that paragraph, we see these words, explains astrophysicist Colin Moore. That helps you to distinguish your ideas from the sources, and it helps the reader distinguish your ideas from the sources. Here's some examples of signal phrases. Schicke argues, so that has the last name of the author and a verb, in this case, argues. Another popular one is according to. These signal phrases are at the beginning of the sentence. They don't always have to come at the beginning. They can come in the middle and at the end. Here's some more signal phrases. Again, you'll see that they all have the author's name and a verb. On this slide, all the verbs are in blue. If you don't want to use the author's last name, you can use a pronoun, or you can even say the author informs her readers that. You want to vary up your signal phrases or your writing will become repetitive.